There's been a lot of good and a lot of bad in the crypto market over the last couple of days. We've seen $1.1 billion in liquidations in a 24-hour window. We've seen crypto and a lot of projects drop pretty significantly, but at the same time, we've seen a lot of good news. And if we're looking at what's been going on in the market, Bitcoin's around $109,000, $110,000 per coin. Ethereum's hovering right around $4,000 per coin. In terms of bad news, like I said, we've seen $1.1 billion of crypto liquidated in the last 24 hours. And ultimately, this is just a lesson to really avoid using leverage, because most of the time when you use it, you end up losing money. Other thing that isn't too great is that we did see a death cross happen for Cardano. Historically, this is like a bearish technical pattern, and this is when the short-term moving average falls below the long-term moving average. So you see the 50-day moving average has officially dropped below the 200-day moving average on the 4-hour chart for Cardano, but this is usually not a leading indicator for what's to come. It's more of a lagging indicator for what has already happened. So in the coming weeks, there are exciting things for Cardano, and we've actually seen that Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson has said that what's coming for Cardano is going to break the internet. So yes, things haven't been trending in the right direction over the last couple of weeks. We've seen the market down, but if we're looking at what's to come for Cardano, we've seen a lot of exciting things. One of these is that Input Output plans to roll out Laos in iterations. So Laos Lite is the first major step towards full deployment, and it's anticipated to bring 30 to 55x increase in throughput for Cardano. This is going to help benefit the overall Cardano ecosystem, making it more secure, more efficient, and just be able to process more transactions per second. And this is going to be something that is very exciting. And I think this is why we see Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson say that what is coming is going to break the internet for Cardano. In addition to, negative news that we've seen, other positive news is that we've seen a lot of progression with US regulations, with what's been going on with ETFs, and we'll touch on that in a minute. But before we get into that, I want to talk about Barry Silbert, because Barry Silbert is someone who is a guy that bought Bitcoin at $7. He was an early investor in Coinbase, and now he's saying he found the next Bitcoin. And I've been following this guy for a while, and after digging a little bit deeper, I get why he's so bullish, and I want to share it with you, because Barry Silbert isn't just another crypto investor. He sold his first company to NASDAQ back in 2005. He founded Grayscale, the first Bitcoin trust, and was reported to have an estimated net worth of around $3 billion in the bull market. So when he compares a project to Bitcoin, you really need to take a look at it. And I pay attention, because when he first talked about Bitcoin, it was, $500 per token, and it was still not even considered anything by most people. So the project he's talking about is BitTensor, and the token is Tau. And if we're looking at his feed, he talks a lot about staking access to Tau. He talks about BitTensor and what they're doing. And so BitTensor is a blockchain upon which subnets are built. Think of him like websites or apps, but instead of information, the end result is machine learning problem solving that produces valuable insights like intelligence. So like the internet gave us the World Wide Web, and that created the information age. And so what we're seeing with BitTensor and Tau, like Silbert says, this could rival Bitcoin itself one day. And so this is where today's sponsor comes in, NextGen Digital Platforms. Ticker is NXTDF. And if we look at this stock, it's around 0.4. And if we're looking at it, they're doing some pretty impressive things. The company name is NextGen Digital Platforms. And like I said, the symbol is NXTDF. And if we look at what they're actually doing, they just started rolling out their business model, and they're one of the first public companies to make BitTensor their focus. So here's what they're planning to do. They're planning to buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Tau for their balance sheet, stake, validate, and ultimately go about investing in subnets directly. And it's a multi-pronged strategy. So if they pull it off, they'll basically be one of the earliest public plays on the AI blockchain revolution. So think about it like Bitcoin went from pennies to $100,000 per token, and Ethereum created hundreds of thousands of millionaires. And now some of the sharpest people like Barry Silbert are talking about BitTensor and saying it is the next massive wave. So none of this is like financial advice, but in my opinion, it's one of the most compelling opportunities I've seen recently. And NextGen Digital Platforms, NXTDF is doing something that I have not seen in the crypto space yet. So if you want to learn more, the company is NextGen Digital Platforms, and that's why I wanted to put it on your radar, because it's being talked about by some of the biggest names in the crypto space, and what they're doing we haven't seen happen in years in crypto. Other than that, I also want to talk about some things going on with altcoins, because while I am investing in this stock right here, it's on the OTC markets, we've seen a lot of exciting things go on with other altcoins like Solana. So Solana has seen a lot of volatility recently. And so Solana ETFs could be just weeks away following the flurry of amended filings. And if we see this on Friday, September 26th, we saw asset managers like Fidelity, Franklin Templeton, CoinShares, Bitwise, Grayscale, Canary Capital, and Advanic update their S1 filings for their proposed Solana ETF. And this was to clarify details around staking activities. And this is something that is very important, because Fidelity, which is the second largest spot Bitcoin ETF by assets, will stake some or all of its Solana holdings to earn yield according to its revised filings. We've also seen now that many presidents of these large institutions are saying that this is really good news for spot ETH ETF staking, and that they're guessing that within the next couple of weeks, we're actually going to see a Solana ETF. And we've seen a lot of positive developments for Solana over the last couple of weeks. We've seen price increases. We've seen a lot of activity on Pump.fund. So because of this, I think, combined with these recent modifications to the filings, revised filings, I think we could be seeing a Solana ETF very soon. We've already seen a Bitcoin ETF. We've already seen a Solana, Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF, and I think Solana is the next one. Last thing I really want to go over is going to be with Kraken, because Kraken has officially raised $500 million in a funding round, which values the crypto exchange at $15 billion. And this is a really big deal, because a lot of people are expecting their IPO to happen now next year in 2026. And this would be one of the largest crypto companies to go public, one of the most well-known crypto companies to go public, since we have seen already now with Coinbase, and more recently Circle, the stablecoin issuer. So now that we've seen that Kraken has closed this $500 million funding round, many people are expecting that we're going to see it going public in 2026, and this will just be another thing that is positive for the crypto space. It was founded in 2011. They are one of the largest, most talked about exchanges in the world. And for crypto, this would be something, like I said, that would just help progress crypto further in the eyes of regulators in the US, which will bring in, hundreds of millions and potentially billions of dollars into crypto over the coming years. So as we continue to see more spot ETFs, we see more IPOs in the crypto sector, of crypto companies, this is all really good news for crypto companies. So even though we've seen like a death cross happen for Cardano, that's usually a lagging indicator, usually just shows us not what's to come, but more so what has already happened. Not too worried about that. In terms of positive news, we've seen a lot of exciting things for developments for Cardano, positive news for Solana ETFs, major developments from Barry Silbert talking about NextGen Digital Platforms and the potential they have, and like with Kraken seeing their $500 million raise. So there's a bit of good news and a bit of bad news, but right now I'm still leaning a lot more bullish than I am bearish in the short term. And obviously, guys, long term, I am pretty bullish on the crypto space. So that's what's going on right now, and this is what you need to know if you're a crypto investor.